Today on the Independent Grind, we're talking about 5 things that you need to start a basic home studio, especially if you're just starting out. Yeah, be right back. Yo, welcome to the Independent Grind, the show that gives inspiration and tips to creative minds and entrepreneurs through music and film. I am your host, Dramatik. Today on the Independent Grind, I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to start you a basic home studio. Now, we're going to start out with number 1. What you're going to need is a computer. Now, you don't have to go out and buy no $2,000 computer. You might can use what you already have. You might can use what you already have at the house, you just need a computer that's going to be able to handle the workflow that you're doing as far as recording your music or recording your beats. You're going to need a computer. You preferably want a computer, whatever you can afford to get, that has the most RAM in it. That's what's going to be real important with running the studio. A computer with a lot of RAM. That's what's the memory that's used to run the programs and stuff. And you're gonna notice as you get further along in recording, the more, if you have a computer with low RAM, the more stuff you put on that computer, the more programs and the more tracks and all that you use, the workflow might start getting a little slower because the computer got to take time to process that, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on a computer. Probably a computer that you have is doable. So one, you're going to need a computer with the most RAM that you can afford, put it like that. And it may be a computer that you already have at the house, a desktop, laptop, whatever you prefer. So one, you're going to need a computer. The next thing you're going to need is what they call a DAW, D-A-W. That's a digital audio workstation, or you can say program or software that you use. Now, I've been using the same software since 2013. I use Magic's Music Samplitude Music Studio, the 2014 version, and I used to think I used to have to upgrade every year. I used to try to, when the next year came out, buy the next program. Then I said, man, look, this one ain't much different from the last one, so I still use the same program that I first bought. Now, a digital audio workstation, they really not a whole lot expensive. You can get them for cheap. I think I bought mine for $50 or $60. That's the whole program. You can do a lot on these programs. You can also, if you have like a MIDI keyboard, you can make tracks with these programs, and that's what you record your vocals on. It's called a DAW, a digital audio workstation, or a program, a software, what a lot of people call it, that you can record on. And the next thing you're going to need, number 3, is a interface. Those are not real expensive either. Most of these things I'm naming, besides the computer, you can get for like under $100, around $100 or less. Now, 20 years ago, you couldn't get these things for these prices because they were more expensive. Even the computer, 20 years ago, you had a computer in your house, people look like, man, they must got a little money. They got a computer with the internet on it too back in, what, 99, I only knew one person in my family had a computer back in 99. That was my uncle, So, but to go back what I was saying, number 3, you're going to need that interface. Now, interface is what you use to record. Your vocals go through there and go through the computer to record your vocals and everything. And you can hook a guitar to it. If you play the guitar, you can hook your guitar up to the interface. You can hook your computer up to the interface. These days, you don't necessarily need a mixer. Sometimes you see these big mixing consoles. To get started, you don't need that because a lot of these interfaces work as the mixer. You can hook headphones up to them, microphone. You can adjust the volume, and that's how they work. You don't want to stick your microphone, into like the little mic. Especially you got an older computer, into the little microphone, microphone jack, because you're not going to get great sound like that. You're going to have a airy sound. So the interface is what makes things digital. Because that's pretty much how we record these days, digital. So that's the purpose of an interface. I know a lot of people go in studios and they be real impressed about what they see. Like, oh man, they got this big reel, this big room with all this equipment. Listen, you don't need all that. You know, they look good. Those are professionals and they know what they're doing. You know, not to step on their toes, but just to get you something started for your home studio. Don't worry, erase that out your mind, all the equipment that they got. So think about the computer, the DAW, the digital audio workstation or program, and number 3, you're gonna need that interface. When I come back, I'm gonna give you the 2 final things that you need to make your home studio complete. I'll be right back. Yeah.
My mama taking care of everybody and she ain't even in the best health. I told my mama just sit down, stop worrying about everybody else. I guess cause we family, everybody want me to work for free. But when I go to them white folks, they'll say just pay my fee. And I can give, hook up after hook up, and they still crying. Tell them my bills due, my kids need food, and they still whine. I guess I ain't supposed to be talking about this in the presence of company. But the people say that they down for me, they don't even come and support me.
Yeah, I'm back, man. We're talking about 5 things you need to get started with a home studio that you can go ahead and record today if you buy these things. Now, it's going to take a little practice to get to learning how to do some of this stuff, especially if you're fresh, because I always made beats, and but I never really did vocals. I just started doing vocals about maybe 3 to 4 years ago. In the past 3 years, I've gotten pretty good with it, where I was able to put out my last project, Pray for Mercy Volume 1. I used that. It took me about 3 years to really get good with it. Sometimes I had to go back, a song I recorded a year or so ago, and I said, okay, well, I got a little better. Let me tweak some of these sounds that I got and tweak my voice and make sure everything. I don't use a lot of plugins. You can use a lot of plugins, but I don't really use a whole lot of plugins because I like the way my voice sounds. Just, you know, it need to be EQ'd and stuff a little bit, but compressed a little bit. But you know, I don't go crazy with a lot of effects and plugins and things like that with my voice when I record. But the next thing you're gonna need is what I said. Where are we? I said the computer, the DAW, the interface. You're gonna need a microphone. Now, you don't have to get crazy with worrying about microphone prices. Like I say, you can find most things for about $100. You know, so if you say you may not have a lot of money, you can you know, sacrifice some stuff. Sacrifice going out to eat. Sacrifice some tennis shoes. Sacrifice going out to the club if you want to get your home studio started. And you can also, once you get good with it, you can make a little money with a home studio. See, I got this mic here. I don't know if y'all can see this. A blue microphone. I probably paid close to a couple $100 for it. I think this is a decent microphone at the low end of the spectrum. But it's a decent microphone to record my vocals, but you don't have to spend $200. Like I say, go to Guitar Center. Sometimes people have these on sale, like in Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist somewhere, and they might be $100, $125, the blue brand microphones. But if not, you can buy your brand new one from a store. Make sure it's a good studio microphone for about $100. And the last thing you're gonna need is something to listen to your music. You're gonna need headphones or studio monitors. Headphones, you're gonna need the ones headphones are, depends on who you ask, is not really ideal for mixing. You're gonna need some over the ear studio headphones, you know, so you can hear. Some people say it's not the ideal way to mix your music, but it's doable. If you're on a budget and that's the only way you have to listen back to your music, get you a pair of studio headphones. You can get some Sony, some AKG. The AKG is a good brand of headphones. You don't have to go out and get the Beats headphones that cover your ear. You can go with a pair of $20, $30, $40, $50 headphones, whatever you can afford. And you can also, or either if you got a little more money than that, you can get you some studio monitors for about $100. I seen some on the Facebook Marketplace, some good ones, some Mackie ones, 3-inch woofers pair for like $50. Guy say he used them one time, but I don't know about that. But you know, you might can find a good deal like that. You know, go to Guitar Center on the clearance. Sometimes they have stuff for clearance or open box, and you might can find some good monitor speakers. But that's what you need, so you'll be able to hear everything that you're doing. So either some monitor speakers or headphones. So to go back over the list: computer, a DAW, interface, microphone, and something to monitor to hear your music. So those are 5 things that you need to get your home studio, and preferably, I'm not gonna say preferably, but you probably can find these items for $400 or less. Probably less if you go through like Facebook Marketplace and find some of this stuff used. You know, microphones, monitor speakers. You probably got a pair of headphones in your house that cover your ear. That's minus the computer or laptop. I'm saying making this list assuming that you already have a computer or a laptop that you use. And like I got a laptop I bought. What, I paid about $300 for this Dell laptop right here, and I DJ off of it. I make beats on it. I can hook my interface up to it. I'm using the same interface I had since 2013. I don't see no need for me to upgrade it right now. I hook my interface right up to my laptop, and it runs through my mixing board. I can hear my speakers, and I hook the keyboard up to my interface or to the laptop, and hey, I'm good to go. And that's how I do all my production. And so that's just giving you an idea, especially if you're a beginner, of the things you need to start your own home studio. So I am Dramatik Gamble. This is the Independent Grind, and I'm gonna holler at y'all next time. Peace out. Yeah.
The people say that they down for me, they don't even come and support me. Won't even hang up a poster, won't even pass out a flyer. Won't even sell me no tickets. You said that you would, but you always some liars.